Hey guys, Hitori here. Welcome to the 13th episode of the Weekly Market Outlook with TRADEXPROP. Now, in this episode, I'll be covering the dollar index, gold, and the S&P 500. Okay, so last week I didn't publish a video because I was down bad. Pause, I wasn't down bad, I was down bad with the sickness, okay? I had a slight fever and my voice was pretty much dead, so I couldn't get a video out, but that's fine. We keep it rolling and we are back today. My voice is back, even but I still feel a bit, sick. But anyway, let's just remove the waffle. Let's just get straight into the video. So here we have the DXY on the monthly chart. We just closed off the month of June, so next week we are going to see a new monthly candle print. So this is going to be an important month because we just ended quarter two of the year. So moving into quarter three, let's see what's going to set up on the chart. So here on the monthly chart, we have an open close support right here on the monthly. We had a rejection in May, which was what caused a potential bullish storylines to start on the monthly. Up here, I did note out two monthly resistances in form of these two uh, traditional resistance. So this could act as obstacles for our bullish storyline. So we could well up pull back from here. So open, low, high close into some of these, and then we could find a side pullback before potentially continuing higher for the dollar index, because technically I am still bullish on this asset class long term. There's nothing for me yet to assume that we're going to see a large move to the downside as of now. Okay, so we have come off of this monthly reject monthly, which is the first sign of a potential bullish storyline. The next thing we needed was a weekly breakout, which is basically this is that level. We needed something like this on the weekly to signify a bullish monthly storyline, which we did. So we did see that in this candle right here. So if you do see that, basically what that means is that you could be looking for longs at weekly supports because your monthly is in a bullish storyline. So that is pretty much it for the monthly. Let's drop down to the weekly right here. I didn't bother out drawing out the monthly levels, but basically they're just here and here because it would be too many lines, so I'll just leave them be. So here on the weekly chart on the dollar index, I am also bullish, right? We're still in a bullish storyline, although I did mark it out down here that we could potentially turn bearish next week because this is where current price action at, and we have tapped into a weekly open close resistance, which is fresh right here. Also this one right here, this is a flip zone, so support, breaks, and resistance. We tapped into both of them. I just decided to mark out the first higher one right there. So we have tapped into it and we have shown a weekly reject weekly. Same thing on the monthly. If we were to see a daily breakout like this, we will have a weekly bearish storyline, which means for next week I will be looking for shorts around daily levels. Okay, so at the moment though, we haven't turned bearish. In fact, we have a bullish storyline on the weekly as of now. We never really turned I'd say we never really turned bearish for a while on the DXY. We had weekly reject weekly down here, and we had a daily breakout within this price section right here. We also have one right here, resistance breaks into support, and then we just never really respected any of the nearby areas of fresh resistance. So we never really turned bearish since I'd say April. But if you want a cleaner, more recent level, we never really turned bearish since the start of June right here. So we had always been in a bullish storyline, but that may come to an end as of now. I'm not sure, but it may come to an end and we might see a slight pullback into weekly levels of support. This one has been tested. I just marked it out here for your reference. We could come into this level right here if we mark out a premium discount tool. This is our most recent leg. You see how it kind of lines up almost cleanly, right? With almost the 75% quadrant of the range right here. So if we do get a daily bearish breakout, I will be having a bearish weekly storyline. So your obstacles when you have a weekly bearish storyline is weekly support levels, and the most recent fresh one is right here. It's not fresh, it's been tested. This flip zone has been tested, so the most recent one is here. Technically, if you were to be short, you could be short all the way here for around 800, almost 900 points really from current price action. Let's see if I missed out anything. Nope, that is pretty much all for the weekly, it seems. So we are still bullish, right? Don't get it wrong, we are still bullish, but we did have a current weekly reject weekly. So if I see a daily bearish breakout, I'll be looking to take shorts down into weekly supports right around this price point here. So coming down to the daily, what do we see? So at the moment, on a daily, the reason why I say the weekly, sorry, the reason why I say the weekly could potentially turn bearish is because we have a bearish daily storyline start. Why? Price action came into this left shoulder right here, so resistance broke and broke again. We have this left shoulder right here. This is a daily level as well as a weekly level. We came to it and then we had a 4-hour break. So within this price action right here, we saw daily level, price on 4-hour came up to it, and this happened within here, so, which is why we have a daily bearish storyline, right? So on the weekly, I needed this to happen. So once this level breaks, we're looking for shorts down into this weekly support right here, and any of these fresh daily supports could be broken and used as resistance to go lower. That's what I'm expecting for the DXY. But next week, remember, next week is the first week of the month as well as the quarter. So pulling up your very important econ calendar. This is in Malaysian local time right here. We have news almost the entire week, right? The more important ones are on Thursday. Friday we have FOMC. On Thursday as well as Friday we have NFP. Wednesday we have a lot of news coming out. We have Fed Power Speaks, JOLTS. On Wednesday we have unemployment claims. So a really action-packed week, regardless of what your technicals are saying. We can expect large momentum coming in to the markets. So whichever shows you the movement, you want to make sure that you're not caught in a range, because remember, even though I'm expecting a bearish weekly candle could be setting up, so we could see something like this open high low close coming into the markets. But I want to be cautious because these big market news releases, they could just be a signal for manipulation, right? I think that's very important. So you want to keep in mind that coming into the markets right now, we have a lot of these stacked lows. So we could see the market come down lower early in the week before continuing higher, right? Because technically we are still in a weekly bullish storyline. So we'll open, manipulate, and then go higher. Keep in mind that it is NFP week, and FOMC comes before NFP. So you want to keep that in mind when trading later on in the week. Most people might even decide to stay out of the trading week, and that's fine. But I would recommend you to not at least hold your trades through NFP. All right, so that is the dollar index. Let me move to the next asset class, which is gold. Right, so here on gold, on a monthly trade bullish momentum, monthly we are in a bullish storyline. We turned bullish recently around here, and we never turned bearish ever since, because there was no clean areas of resistance to react from, and we are just trading on all-time high. So currently we have this fresh, I checked around most brokers, we have this fresh monthly open close support right here that's not been tested, so we might see price come down here, go higher, or we also have this monthly resistance. But on some brokers, this is actually a doji or a slight bullish candle, so it depends on what broker you are using, but we react accordingly. When price comes up to here, we could see a rejection. It's just that right now I'm not sure if this is a monthly resistance, right? So we'll leave that be. So currently this is monthly trading range. Keep that in mind. Always know your premium and discount levels when you are trading, regardless of any strategy that you're using. Always keep that in mind. So here we have the weekly time frame, and on the weekly we are actually in a bearish storyline compared to the monthly. So monthly is bullish, weekly is bearish, meaning the weekly could be in a pullback phase in comparison with the larger overall monthly trend right here. Normally when the high time frames is bullish and the ones lower are bearish, it means we are in a pullback phase of some sort. So coming here, we turned bearish around here. When price came up to these levels, we saw a weekly reject weekly, and then we saw a bearish storyline. Let me just go down to daily. We saw a bearish storyline start here. This is that weekly. Price came up. This is that level that took price to it. Then we saw price broke it. If you wanted to use this, that's also fine. Price also broke it here. So we have a weekly bearish storyline because we saw a weekly reject weekly and a daily bearish breakout. It's that simple, guys. So as of now, we have just not barely tapped, but on most brokers like Owenda, we also tapped. So I consider this as a tap. So we came into this weekly resistance as well as this weekly support, and we tapped both sides. So we had the weekly reject weekly on both. However, the difference is that we had a breakout on the bearish side, which is why we have a bearish storyline. So weekly reject weekly, and we close in a doji, which is an indecision candle. Really sketchy, but we'll work with it. So at the moment, there aren't any clean levels nearby other than this really high up level, which is around 8,000 points away from where we are. So we could see a lot of price action being formed around this large space right here. So I'm just waiting to see if we do get a strong reaction higher or lower, because at the moment we are weekly bearish, right? So not much levels to look at. We have a monthly level support right below here. We have a unfresh weekly resistance, and we have this apex right here, which is very far away from where we are. So dropping down to the daily, we are in a bullish storyline, right? So we had this tap right here. This is a weekly as well as a daily. So daily reject daily, and we had a H4 breakout in this candle right here, right? We tap into this daily resistance, fresh one right here, but we have not had a daily bearish storyline start right here. But we could see it. We already have the daily reject daily. Now we need a bearish storyline. But at the moment, I'm still bullish on this asset class, right? We have a lot of fresh daily levels right up here. Maybe find some more. This one's been tapped. So we have a few levels right here. You could draw a trend line if you wanted to. This is the second tab, so third tab could see this. But at the moment, just waiting to react and see what storyline concedes, because when you have a candle like this that closes as kind of like an indecision, sorry, you see it tap both sides, it's quite hard to immediately have a bias because we close uh, within this larger trading range right here. So it hasn't really done much for the past 2 weeks. So we want to see price kind of take out orders and make a new trading range really aggressively, which is why at the moment I'm just waiting on my hands to see what might come out of this. So we could come up, break this to go bullish up until some of these levels right here. Right, so if we break this to come up, we turn weekly bullish, then we have all time frames aligning to be bullish. So it's really good to just longing up into these weekly levels right here. I mean, this one is a daily, but this is a good weekly level to potentially look to take your longs into. All right, so currently just waiting to see. We could turn bearish for sure. Weekly could turn bearish. I mean, weekly is bearish, but we could turn bearish on the daily, which is where I'll be looking to take my shorts down into these levels right here as of now. All right, so that is gold. Let's look at the last asset class, which is the monthly right here on the US500, which is also the S&P 500. So coming in, we are super bullish on this time frame. We turn bullish right around here, and we never really turned bearish because we never really respected any of the resistances. So we never really turned bearish for almost 2 years now, according to support and resistance, of course. So right now, from where we are, the month just closed, we have a few levels, right? So this is where we currently are. Monthly, we are bullish, as we know from the storyline. This is in the nearest monthly traditional support right here. So this is that support. Go to line chart, you can also see right here. And this is a monthly open close, and this is a monthly resistance breaks become support has been tested right here. So the area technically look like this. Price broke it here, we tested it, so this is technically unfresh, right? So technically now we are still in a bullish storyline. We started it here and we are continuing that storyline right here. So let me remove that. So as of now, the nearest level is this monthly open and close. You can see price come into this area, tap it, go higher. There's no indication as well as no reference for me to look to the left to call a bear market on the S&P as of now. So monthly clearly bullish. What about the weekly? Well, the weekly, we are also still bullish, right? We are in a bullish storyline because we never respected any of the resistances around here. Right, we had this weekly open close, respected it, and we also had a daily bullish breakout around this price action. So weekly level, we check weekly, price done this. So we are in a bullish storyline as well on the weekly. We did have a slight level right here. This is where we turned bearish for a bit to come down into here to turn bullish once again. Just remove that. So still bullish on the week, but the issue is that we have a lot of open closes right here that you could definitely play from. But to refine that, you could draw your fib from the most recent, impulse leg. So here, 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 here. This is the last impulse leg, swing high to swing low, sorry, swing low to swing high. Ideally, you want to be trading 50% and below in discount. But it's not to say that you can't play from right here, who knows, price taxes and just keeps going. But it's just a bit less ideal. I'm seeing a countdown on my trading view now. I'm not sure why. This is my first time recording on TradingView. Let's see if it disappears. Alright, so apparently TradingView had a 20-minute recording limit. I'm not sure if it's for my plan or if it just has that limit, but I'll just finish up this part real quick. So last part on the daily of the S&P 500, we are in a bearish storyline. So here we had this pivot point right here. We saw a daily, forget daily right here. This is at daily level. I rejected it, and we had a H4 breakout right here. So we just had this recent level being respected, which is why we might see a pullback into weekly levels below to go higher. So we do have a fresh level. I mean, technically it's not fresh anymore. Yeah, I wouldn't consider this fresh. So yeah, so as of now, we have made a new resistance. We could see price come up here to tank lower before moving higher. As of now, that's what I'm expecting the market to do, but keep in mind what I said about premium discount. This is a large impulse move higher. We do have a few weekly levels to play from right around here. Ideally, you want to get long in discount so you can take the market to go higher right here. So keep in mind with the S&P, you could see a slight pullback into discount to go higher, or you could really just have the nearby levels. Let me just tap the nearby levels and then just run from there. That's also possible. But don't be shocked when you see prices tank and blast through the nearby weekly levels. Okay, so yep, that's pretty much all I'll be sharing for this week. Right, we covered the dollar index, gold, and the S&P 500. So yep, big trading week ahead. Take care, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.